Nobody knows what's around the corner. Life can be taken away on the turn of a sixpence. But as long as there are people who are prepared to come out of their door every morning and try and help other people, you have got to feel hope.
Hello, Queens. Oh, Jesus.
Adult anatomical.
Been stabbed twice in the chest.
Fall from parachute, hard landing.
Collapsed on a football pitch.
Charge to 360. Excellent.
Thank you very much. Please call again.
Queen's Medical Centre, Nottingham.
Are you up, Ducker?
Another day in paradise.
One of the busiest A&E departments in Europe.
Wow!
That, I don't think, is survivable.
Have we got a new one coming in?
3 minutes.
There is no room at the inn.
Do you want anything to drink? Cup of tea? This place is awesome.
A place where life,
You're a happy band of people here.
love
Love your kids.
and loss
Can't feel anything.
unfold every single day.
Working in A&E, you see people in those worst moments of their life.
My baby boy, I can't lose my baby boy.
But there are always stars in the black sky.
Oh, my darling.
It makes you realise how important life is, and we should hang on to that with both hands.
Have you?
Filmed across one 24-hour period, these are the stories of a nation and its health service.
Thank you for everything.
Oh.
Suddenly, a lot of the things that you thought mattered doesn't matter.
It's okay.
But you're there for me and I'm there for you. And that's a strong bond.
I'm loving you, man.
I'm loving you too.
Bless you.
Bless you.
It was a track day at Cadwell Park in Lincolnshire. We travelled up the day before and there were eight, nine of us, something like that. Me and Scott were in the fast group. Immediately from the off, he was pushing really hard. Guess I'm going about 120 miles an hour and I could see Scott about one corner ahead. He was coming out the corner and I saw Scott veer off the track. I just saw what you can only describe as an explosion. He rode at somewhere around about 120 miles an hour and he hit a wall.
Oh, my God. Queen's Recess. Do you know how fast he was going? And did he just fall off or has he crashed into something? Or... Thank you. Bye.
What was the call?
RTC motorbike. He's crashed into the barrier, multiple injuries.
53-year-old Scott is being flown 70 miles from the track in Lincolnshire to Nottingham.
You feedback as you go along.
I shout out because then everyone knows that I'm either, oh yeah, it's fine, or I'm concerned. When I hear about an incoming major trauma and it's involving a bike, in my mind, I'm thinking you would not walk away from that very, very lightly.
There's an amber major trauma coming via Helen Med. 53-year-old motorcyclist with chest and pelvis injuries.
Okay.
Motorbike riders could sustain almost every single injury you can think of. On a bike, most of the energy transfer will go through you. You are less protected. The most severely injured patients I've seen from motorcyclists have not survived their injuries.
So this is Scott. He came off his motorbike while racing at Cadwell Park Racetrack. Initially, collision with another rider and then low-sided off feet first into a tyre wall, complaining initially of chest pain, abdomen pain and pain in his groin areas, and he's got a right tib fib fracture that is closed and he's got a box splint on.
It's grand, thank you very much. Transfer across.
Ready? Great. Move.
Scott, my name's Sarah. I'm one of the nurses. So these doctors are going to start prodding and poking just to check you from top to toe, yeah? Try and keep your head as still as you can and just say yes or no when they ask for any pain. Is that all right, pal?
Scott, do you know where you're at the moment? What name? What's the name of the hospital? Needs to do a head-to-toe examination. Okay, need to feel your chest, look at your tummy, look at your pelvis and your leg and things, okay? Where's the main pain at the moment?
Chest, back, leg.
Chest, back and leg. It's kind of everywhere. Airways patent. It's all there, but he's got left anterior chest wall tenderness.
Breath sounds throughout.
Breath sounds throughout.
Yeah.
Okay, right femur appears intact. Left femur again, soft, non-tender, fine. Okay, it's obvious suspect right tib fib. Scott, can you wiggle your toes for me? Can you feel that? Just because a patient tells me that they can feel their lower legs does not exclude a spinal cord injury, because the spinal cord is very, very fragile. Depending on the degree of injury, that patient's mobility could be affected, which obviously can be life-changing.
Hello, Scott. Tom, one of the doctors here, OK? You're here at Queen's Medical Centre. You've been a bit bashed about on your bike, right? What we're going to do is we're going to do some detailed scans of your head down to your pelvis and make sure nothing too much is disrupted, all right, buddy? We've also got a broken leg that'll need sorting out.
Anyone with a spinal cord injury faces a long road of recovery. There's no guarantees that you'll get your function back. The prognosis is very poor. So, Scott, we're going to roll you gently onto, so we can get you onto this board and slide you across. Okay.
Doctors have sent Scott for a CT scan after he came off his motorbike at high speed.
So you just need to stay flat. Just keep your arms shut. Ready, steady, roll. And down, everyone clear? Ready, steady, down. There we go. Sorry. What? Ready, steady, slide. Fine. Scott, where's the pain? Is it in your leg the most?
My whole body, my chest,
Everything
my back.
hurts. Did the morphine help a little bit?
It's not hurt, I'm just in agony.
Fine, okay.
Scott's friend Joe was behind him on the track when the accident happened.
The first day I met Scott, I was at work, and he was buying a bike to fill the void that stopping car racing had left. He was racing single-seaters at a national level. And he was good, he was really, really good. But he got to the point, he had a couple of really big crashes, some really scary stuff, so he decided that he needed a nice, safe pastime that would still get his adrenaline going. So we came and bought a motorbike, and that was how we met.
I'm going to look after these wires.
To walk in and tell me that you're stopping single-seat racing and you're looking for a safer pastime that still gives you that adrenaline hit, no one's ever done that before. So he did get my attention. And we just hit it off. With motorcycles, the central focus of the friendship.
Right, one of us will be back in shortly, OK?
We had a family holiday, me and my wife, Scott and Helen, Scott's wife. And we had a great time, we had a really, really good time. And the riding, the bikes were just part of it.
He's high-speed, low-sided into a tyre wall. Pain everywhere, but main concerns are chest, back. He's got a pelvic binder on as well, which was put on pre-hospitally. He's also got lower tib, fib, and bilateral ankles, we suspect.
I'll have a look at pelvis there.
Yeah, he's really smashed that, hasn't he?
Recently, Helen has taken a strong dislike to motorbikes. And it's to do with the fact that he keeps falling off them. And she doesn't want him to keep getting hurt. But you can't just shut bikes off.
Thank you. See you later.
It doesn't work like that. It's a drug that has a hold over you.
Is it Anna?
Yeah.
So the doctor's actually clicked on your name now, so it should be any moment now. Okay. All right.
Hello. Have you got a NHS number or a surname?
So what's been the problem? What's brought you to the department?
How have you got that bruise on your arm?
I don't know. Where's it noticeable?
I just clocked it then. I was like, how's she got that? Yeah, you bruise like a peach, you do.
Yep.
Hi, can I help?
So we were just playing hockey, and there's a medic there. He said it's a displaced or compound fracture.
Right,
and
okay.
He's got a weak fetal pulse as well.
Okay.
He's in a lot of pain.
Yeah. Okay, that's fine. If you'd just like to park her up somewhere, you won't be able to stay with her, though, unfortunately. It's patients only, all right?
Yeah.
So I want to give her a shout.
21-year-old student Lizzie is in minors after injuring her ankle playing hockey.
Right.
She is being seen by emergency nurse practitioner Naomi.
Elizabeth, hello.
Hello.
I'm just going to take you in a room, is that all right? Have you had any painkillers?
No, it's literally just like half an hour ago, 45 minutes ago.
Oh, OK.
I wouldn't say hockey's that dangerous. I think like you can be unlucky and like you can have a ball or a stick to the head, which I've had multiple times and like had big bruises and eggs on the head. But I just love it.
Right, sorry, I'm going to make you feel a bit better, honest. I am. I've got some Penthrox for you, OK, which is going to help with the pain.
And
So
before anyone touches it, I won't be able to feel anything, will I?
Well, I'm hoping not in a minute. Let's just do this first. So you stood on the ball.
No, I honestly don't really know what happened, but I had the ball one-on-one with the keeper. I just went flying.
Started playing hockey when I was about 9. When I started school in Bath, because I was a boarder at school.
Ow, ow.
Sorry.
Oh, it's back, it's okay.
I was born in Germany. My brother was born in Cambridge. We actually went to boarding school from the ages of 9 and 8 because my dad's in the military. We move around every 2 or 3 years. And it was just making education, like making friends, just making it all really tricky. I ended up learning about Henry VIII about 3 times, and my brother learnt about the moon and the stars and like the planets about 3 times, whereas I never learnt about that. So I remember like I got to GCSE physics and I was like, I don't know where the planets are in the sky.
OK.
I remember just being really excited for it, and I think I was at that stage where I'd moved schools so much, sort of just wanted to like be friends with the same people for the rest of my life.
Oh, my God, I don't know how. I don't think I can put it down.
No, that's fine. Can you suck on that for me?
Keep your lips around it and breathe through it. That's it. Literally. If you want it stronger, put your finger over that hole at the top there.
Can I cut these off? There we go, sweetheart. I just need to check that you've got a pulse and it's not, check it's not open. Okay. Can you wiggle your toes? Fabulous.
Oh, with a lot of pain.
I'm going to put a cushion under there for you in a minute.
Okay. Is there lots of swelling?
Deformity, I would say, yeah. So I'd say that's a nasty break. It's not open on this side, is it?
Do you think it's ligament?
No.
Just break?
I think it's, well, it'll be both, won't it, looking at it? Can I just get you an X-ray ordered?
Got a lot of stability out of school. But I think there are obviously a lot of hard things, sort of like being away from family.
I'll bring you a wristband.
Especially in that first year of being a boarder at school, when my dad was away in the army. That was probably a little bit tough.
Hey, Elizabeth. You all right, Lily? Yeah? Looks like you've been messed up.
I have seen better days.
Oh, bless you.
What you got for dinner?
I've got barbecue pasta and I've got fruit.
You haven't bought any dodgy pineapple again, have you?
No.
That was hilarious, wasn't it? I'm a bit like that with oranges, though. You know, when you get a really good orange and it just makes your day. You know what I mean?
He's had 6 of morphine, a gram of paracetamol, and he'll be here in 15 minutes.
So what would you like him to be then, Doctor?
I'd love him to be a doctor, then I wouldn't have to look after him.
On shift today in Resus is Major Trauma Consultant Bob.
I guess, would be called one of the senior consultants. The senior read really old. You know, we're working with trainees who are like 23, 24. So I think it's important so they don't think you're some crotchety, cantankerous old git that they can't actually come and ask something. Often the nurses will go, Bob, aren't you the one that everyone says used to take patients to the pub? So I work on the principle that it makes me a safer doctor if everyone calls me Bob, because it's much easier to say, do you really want to do that, Bob? Than challenge somebody who insists on being called Professor.
Hello, Queens. Right. Chest bruise and tenderness. Do you know how long he was trapped? All right. Cheers, bye. We've got a gentleman he's been moving a caravan and it's come off the jack and landed on him.
Has he been in Boston Hospital?
No, they've just picked him up. They've literally on scene now, yeah.
A 74-year-old man is being rushed to A&E after being injured whilst working on a static caravan site.
It happened in the evening. I'd just got home. I was about to start cooking for the children and I got a phone call off my brother. He said that my dad had been underneath the caravan and it had fallen on him. And it wasn't until he told me that my dad couldn't speak on the phone that you think, oh God, it is serious. Where they said they were taking him to the trauma unit, I did think that was it.
OK, everybody got a piece? Your shout?
On 3, 1, 2, 3.
I've seen everything from people squashed by tractors but squashed into large piles of manure to people completely squashed and dead. Because it only takes 1.5 pounds per square inch external pressure on your chest to stop you breathing. So that's going to kill you. OK, can we have a hand up?
It was underneath a 35-foot caravan. One of the jacks has given way. It's landed, but not full weight, but enough to stop him inhaling properly. Upon examination, he's got a dislocated left shoulder, fractured left clavicle, a little bit of a dull sound in the top left lobe of the lung. He's had 10 milligrams of morphine with great effect and some TSA, some TSX on scene.
Older people, their ribs are more rigid and brittle, so you might be talking about multiple rib fractures. Then you're worried about all the soft tissue, solid organ potential injuries, liver, spleen, lungs, heart. OK, get this out of the way then, Alex, so you can start. It's a time-critical injury. Every time we see a patient, we want to know exactly what happened because the mechanism of injury will give us important clues as to what the likely injury pattern is.
My name's Alex, I'm one of the advanced practitioners. I'm just going to have a feel over all down your chest and your tummy and down your legs and things, all right? Tell me if anything hurts at any point, OK?
Got a tear in the back of my neck.
Anything down the middle? Yes?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you've got a C-spine tenderness, tender left clavicle, minimally tender left side of chest.
Yeah.
Sore there? Yeah. Right-sided pelvic tenderness and left lower quadrant and suprapubic tenderness.
He's crushed rather than an impact, so let's block him. So should we book a trauma?
CT trauma.
CT trauma and plain films of his left shoulder?
His shoulder and clavicle as well, yeah?
Yeah, yeah. We need to get a patient in a CT scanner within 30 minutes because the range of injuries, they've had a significant crush injury, is almost infinite.
I'm going to take you round for a CT scan, OK, my love?
When I found out that he'd had the accident, I just could not believe that we was here again.
Who's coming with?
just everything that he's been through over the last few years, why is it always him? When you're faced with that, you start questioning, like, do they know you love them? And that's all I wanted to do, was tell him that I love him.
What is riot salt?
Riot salt? I'm going to guess that's probably something you sniff that you probably shouldn't. Either that or it's pepper spray.
I can't even get it open, and the shape of it makes me not want to touch it without a glove on. Well, this has flummoxed me.
Jack, what's this? What is it?
For your e-cig.
There you go, just like that.
Yeah, thank you.
We've been guessing all kinds of things because there's nicotine.
Yeah, it is.
Cherry cola.
Oh, you were much braver. I would never touch anything that shape without a glove on.
I am a repository of random facts.
Hugely disreputable.
That too. I'm the first male in my family to make it past 58 alive. My father died of bladder cancer at 58, largely because he wouldn't go to doctors. Bizarrely, didn't trust them.
You haven't got any tubes I could borrow, have you?
Of course not.
Well, thank you.
I come from a family with strong working class roots.
Who's coming with?
Let's go, go, go. If he'd have reported his symptoms earlier, then there was every chance he could have survived the cancer. But by the time that he finally plucked up the courage to go and see a doctor about it, it was inoperable. It gives you an intimation of your own mortality, because as a child you think your parents are indestructible. I'm 63, will be 64 this next year, and I reckon I'm living on borrowed time.
Just doing C-spine and body. Yeah. No head.
No head.
Peter was crushed beneath an 8-ton caravan. He now needs a CT scan to assess the extent of his injuries.
In the chest, we're looking for rib fractures. Has the lung been burst effectively? Have they got pulmonary contusions or bruising on the lungs? Can we see free fluid?
Lovely. We're just rolling you towards me, okay? Ready, steady, tilt. Sorry. Was that your arm?
Slide on 3, 1, 2, 3.
Even though it's sold to us as a chest injury, the potential for injury to solid organs in the abdomen is always there.
What kind of caravan was it?
One of these massive static jobbies.
Jesus.
So it's basically a house fell on him. Very lucky, he could have been crushed dead.
Breathe in and hold your breath.
My dad sites caravans on their pitches. He works all over the country. They go to Ireland, they go to France. He runs it alongside my brother, and until having my children, I worked with them as well. So it is very much family run.
Breathe in and hold your breath.
I remember he was working in Ireland once and he took me and my brother, and I can remember us sleeping in the cab, like on the ferry. He's always kept me and my brother involved. We've always been on caravan sites with him, and I can remember I used to play in the back of his van when he was working, and I'd pretend all the little screws were ice creams and I was working in an ice cream shop. He lives for his family. It's what gets him out of bed in the morning. Out on site, in constant contact with my brother, I think that means a lot to him. It was about 11 years ago. We noticed my dad just didn't seem quite right. He was out of sorts, bad-tempered. It was just as if life was too much.
So this guy then needs to go around for plain films of his
Hip and shoulder.
shoulder and hip, yeah.
He was really tired and he just wasn't sleeping. He just put it down to the fact that he was up and down to the bathroom all night. My dad didn't want to go to the doctors. He was adamant there was nothing wrong with him. He believes he's indestructible. After 50 years of working, he wasn't going to start taking sick days now. So my brother decided that We would make an appointment ourselves, and then I dragged him there. We hoped for the best, but expected the worst. When my dad was diagnosed with prostate cancer, I thought that was it. It was just disbelief, to be honest. Like, your dad's invincible.
Going into a spaceship. We're just going to now take some x-rays of all these bones and see which ones are broken and where. OK.
You're through here, Joe.
No, it's all right. It's what we're here for, my love. This is what we do.
He never, ever let on to how he truly felt and just always played it down. I think he was scared. Because he is such a positive person, he has been like one of the strong people in my life.
Thank you.
Good day. Thank you.
I was concerned that he wasn't slowing down, but my dad said it'd never stop him doing what he loved, which is going to work and being with his family.
No problem, my love.
Peter, hello. Got your daughter on the phone. Can I give her an update?
Yeah.
Is that all right, mate?
Yeah, you can tell.
All right. Hi there, yeah, so it's happy for me to chat to you.
Despite his best efforts to carry on, he did struggle when he was having treatment. There was really hard times. During the lockdown, he had to isolate because he was high risk, so he totally shut himself off. So that was hard that Christmas, dropping his presents off on his doorstep and coming home and FaceTiming him, and knowing that he was in a room on his own, opening his presents. He was very much on his own.
No problem at all. All right, bye.
And that was just absolutely heartbreaking.
She says she loves you and she still wants a grass cutting at the weekend.
True. Thank you.
Yeah, you wanting to book in? Bear with me 1 second. What's your surname?
Have you ever had stitches before?
Yeah.
What are they like? Do they give you an anaesthetic?
Yeah, you don't feel it.
Oh, just look away.
Yeah.
How long does it take?
Just look away, not very long. Not very long.
I've never had it. Yeah. Yeah, sure.
Lizzie injured her ankle playing hockey and requires an X-ray to assess the extent of the damage.
So, we're going to get some pictures of your ankle first.
Yeah. We are going to have a little thing just so that we can reduce as much pain as we can, all right? We're not going to move you, we're going to try and move around you.
Because my dad's in the military, it was always a bit like a big community, and especially when we were younger, we always lived like on the military camps, behind the wire, and like everyone lived in the same house but had different furniture.
You're just getting most of your pain down at ankle.
Yeah. It was always like a big community. If we were going on holiday, it was always bizarre that you'd always bump into someone in the military, so it always seemed to me like the military was quite a small world. My dad was away a lot. We didn't see him much growing up. When he'd come back from his tours, my mum would always make him strip outside and then get straight in the shower because he'd always smell really bad. I just think it was nice to have him back.
I just always forget how brutal hockey could be. I always play contact sports, and then I'd go see you girls playing hockey. And Jesus.
When we were younger as well, he did have tours in Afghanistan. So I think when I was year 6, he was away for the whole year. That was a little bit tough. I feel like I do think about what he does and what he's done in the past. Sometimes I think, oh wow, like he was actually doing some serious stuff that was quite dangerous.
We're going to do one more with you in that position and then we'll get you back, all right?
It was tough for my mum, but my mum, having been brought up also in the military, she knew what she was getting herself into.
Thank you.
Take care, honey.
Thank
See you in a bit.
All your numbers to me look good. Okay. It's going to be sore. I can't get your pain to 0. Tomorrow, again, you'll be sore because all your, adrenaline and things wears off. And then you're like, Jesus, what's happened yesterday? I've been hit by a bus or, in your case, you got hit by a wall.
Motorcyclist Scott is heading back into resus for the results of his CT scan.
We can't give false hope with these sorts of patients because the recovery is tough and it's not guaranteed. We have to be frank, we have to paint sometimes a very bleak picture because recovery is not easy. They have to be made aware that it's going to be potentially a tough ride to get them back to where they want to be. We're going to wait for the full reports, which takes about half an hour, okay? Hopefully your head is fine. With your back, there are some compression fractures, I think. So basically your vertebrae have gone a bit like being crushed. As far as I know, and you're not reporting any leg weakness and things, and there's no pins and needles in your legs.
I don't know, it's hard to tell.
I know.
It's painful.
So we're going to get the spinal doctor to have a look at your back, okay? Until they say so, it might be lying flat for a little longer, as in a few days, okay? I don't know how bad it is, but you are wiggling your toes, okay? Which is promising and good, okay? With your tibia, you have broken it pretty nasty, okay? That needs to be fixed when we can. At the end of the day, it's one human talking to another human. Sometimes a little bit of compassion does go a long way for these patients who have just come into hospital. It's a fair few injuries. Don't beat yourself up, okay? We need you just to engage with us during the next couple of days so we can get you as soon as we can back up, sitting up, whenever. I don't have a timeline because it really depends on basically your back fractures.
Okay.
What's the pain like at the moment when you're doing nothing?
It's manageable.
Okay.
Or whatever you can do to help with the pain would be appreciated, yeah.
Fine.
Got your missus on the phone. We've got Helen on the phone.
Do you want me to have a chat with her?
Can I talk to her?
Scott's wife, she's great, but it's quite common for a partner to have opinions on their partner's motorbikes. A perception that things are dangerous. I understand that, I completely understand that.
Do you want to put a speaker maybe?
Okay.
Might be easier. Take your time, there's no rush, okay?
Hello?
Hello, Ellen. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry.
What have you done?
I think I've got fractures in my spine.
What?
I've got broken ribs, leg, ankle.
Well, you've broken your leg?
Yeah.
Oh, Scott.
I'm sorry, so sorry. I can't. I feel awful. I've done this to you, that you don't need this. The last thing you need. So I'm so sorry. And I love you. But I'm being looked after really well here.
How do you know you've broken all those things?
Because they've done all the CAT scans and they've told me, so.
And you've broken your spine?
No, I've fractured my spine. All I can say is I'm sorry, I'm really sorry.
And would you mind if I ask you a favour?
Yeah.
Can you not go on motorbikes anymore?
Some words as well just don't, no matter how you spell them, just don't look right. Respite. Respite. Is respite literally respite, or is it?
Do you know what? I always thought it was rest. Right, as in they're having a rest, but it's not. It's rest. R-E-S-P-I-P-I-T-E, isn't it? Right, yeah.
I am a horrendous speller.
That ankle, do you want to see it?
Oh, yeah. Oh, wow.
It's not good, is it?
No, that's surgical job, I would say.
Yeah. Yeah. That's not right, is it, Naomi? Well, it isn't, is it? Look at that. Oh my God, it's now splitting. Oh, poor boy.
How did she do it?
She can't really remember. She said she was doing training in. She just landed awkwardly.
That's a hell of a fracture dislocation.
It is, isn't it? There's a few bits there, and that's gone like that and like that.
Lizzie broke her ankle playing hockey and is waiting on news about the next stage of treatment.
Hello. I'm just going to pop these on your arm, and I might need to pop a cannula in your arm so we can give you some IV medication as well. Is that all right? I'll get you some morphine for now, though.
We're just waiting for someone who can put the plaster on once I finish manipulating, all right? With the type of injury you've got, we can't really treat it in a cast long term.
Okay.
If we do that, the fracture won't heal in the right position, and you'll most likely end up with arthritis in it.
Okay.
So the operation that we'll do is to put some plates and screws in it to hold the bone together, and then your body does a job of healing it.
How big will the cast be?
It'll end below your knee.
Okay.
All right.
When people ask me where I'm from, I just say Bath because that's where we went to school. I don't really ever wish I was in one place because, I don't know, I sort of love the change. A girl I went to school with, Charlotte, a good friend of mine, was born on her kitchen floor and has lived in that same house her whole life. And it's just crazy how we've brought up in such different ways but can get on so well.
How are we doing?
I don't know.
Can you remember any of it?
No.
No. So what we'll do in a minute, we'll go for an X-ray just to check that they're happy with it.
Okay.
And then we'll split your cast, give it a chance to breathe.
Okay.
And then I think you'll probably come up to one of the orthopaedic wards overnight.
The best things about life in the military, for me, well, I'd say just the moving around, the travelling, and just meeting new people as well.
All right.
It's hard.
Yeah, understandably.
Being away from family a lot probably does make you more resilient. And that helps me be who I am today.
I'm going to give you probably a drip through this arm of some paracetamol. Hopefully that should...
a drip.
A drip.
All right. You can call me a drip.
No, I'm not calling you... Excuse me, sir. If anybody's not a drip, it's you. You've just been crushed by a caravan and you're still smiling.
Peter is waiting for the results of his CT scan after being crushed beneath the caravan.
That's over these here are gone.
I didn't hear a word of what... You've got quite a thick accent, haven't you?
Whether you're here or you've gone.
Where is your accent from?
Hull.
Hull? It's a very thick accent.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very northern. It probably sounds very northern because I'm a bit of a southerner myself.
When we found out about his cancer, it is scary when things like that happen. You do think, is this it? It wasn't till he sat us down and explained that it could get treatment, and then he just went from there.
Would you like some pain relief?
Because I've not been in here since.
No? I'll sort you something then, Duck.
Over the 10 years, you would never know. He's literally lived every day like it's his last, to be honest. He don't ever dwell on it. He just carries on. And I think that might be why he's continued working as well, because it keeps his mind positive and gives him something to get up for in the morning, rather than just curling up and dying.
How long have you been working on that caravan site for?
About 6 weeks.
Oh, not long.
He did retire about 10 years ago, but turned up for work again on the Monday. And I think he's just continued to do that every day.
Peter, my name's Amari. I'm one of the trauma fellows. So I've taken handover from the day team. Now I've seen your x-rays and you have broken this collarbone on that side.
Yeah.
And this is the provisional report. One of the consultants will have a look at your scan in the morning. Okay, I think it's likely that orthopedics won't want to do any sort of operation for you because it's pretty much in line, and they'll probably just manage you with a sort of a sling, essentially. So what I need to do is just have a quick look at you, and then we'll be able to sit you up. Can you move this wrist at all?
No.
Why not?
I haven't got one.
You haven't got one?
No.
What's happened here?
I crushed the bones.
So it's pretty much fused, is it?
Yeah.
How did you crush this wrist? Not another caravan, was that?
Yeah, great.
My dad has cheated death quite a few times, and he says himself that he's on borrowed time.
Okay, I'm just going to check if your scan of your neck's back, okay?
I think my dad will still be working the day of his funeral. I think he will just keep going.
Hi, my darling. We're just going to move you to a different area, OK?
That's just who he is.
Bye, Peter.
Bye, darling. Thanks a lot.
So this guy doesn't look like he's got any soft tissue injuries. So he might have got away with just his clavicle. His clavicle's gone on the scalp.
Lucky boy.
This August, I will have been a qualified medic for 40 years. I reckon that's probably time enough to call it a day. There's loads of places that I've been through work that I'd quite like to revisit. Plus, there's a whole load of places I've never been to. So I take the opportunity while I'm still fit. Right, that's going to make you a little bit sleepy. This is going to sort your pain out for a bit.
Scott's fractured leg needs to be stabilised in a cast prior to surgery.
We're nearly there.
I do value Scott as a person, I value him as a friend, but I don't want him to stop riding bikes because of the danger. You know, it would change our friendship. We wouldn't stop being friends, but it would, you know, he'd miss out on a lot. Riding motorbikes isn't dangerous. It's a very beautiful, giving pastime, it really is. But every now and then, it's very cruel.
You all right there? How are you feeling?
Scott, can you wiggle your toes for me?
Scott, can you wiggle your toes on your right foot for us?
Well done.
Thank you, mate. All good.
I've had lots of accidents over the years, and I've had some bad accidents. And there are times during your recovery where you do question, is it worth it? But you don't question it very long. So yeah, when he's ready, we're here to go and play again.
The person that came home wasn't my dad. He was on a lot of medication. He wasn't himself. I think it was when he finally started to get dressed. I think he felt better. He is the most positive person. He don't ever dwell on it. He just carries on.
Really, I should know better. And I still get told off now when I roll under a caravan.
It'll be the death of me, but there's nothing I would not do for him, and we're closer, and I'm just so proud of him.
I get a buzz out of it. And I still enjoy going to work. And I'm hoping to do it for a long while.
The injury hasn't impacted my future plans. Hopefully, running in the next few months. That's the plan. I can't do any more education. I'm not that good at it. So it's time for me to move on. Don't really mind moving around again. I'm not a stranger to talking to new people or meeting new people. So I feel like I can just slot in wherever. I'm going to be okay.
I've never been through anything like it in my life. So much stuff goes through your mind, and you have really bad days, really down days where you're so low. But my wife, Helen, she helped me with this process, because I think you just think, oh my God, I could have lost my life, you know? So I just think you start to think differently about life. I can't do a lot, but I can walk. But me being me, I want more. I have promised my family I'm not going back on track. I made that decision to not do it anymore, just for them, really. But I'm not actually going to stop riding. I love them too much. If I did stop riding my bikes, it would make me miserable. I think you still got to live your life and enjoy stuff.